Today, reflecting on a fun-filled year from taking in scenic Oklahoma via horseback to hand fishing and getting our game on in Norman.
Travel with AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
Hi, and welcome to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds.
And I'm Dean O'Lally.
We are in Shawnee this week, and we're coming to you from inside the beautiful Abbey at St. Gregory's.
Now, since the year is drawing to a close, we thought this would be the perfect time and the place to reflect back on the past year.
The stunning stained glass that's here in the Abbey is more than just a pretty backdrop. It's also part of a unique tour that takes place here in Shawnee.
It's art that inspires and even educates. Stories and symbols in breathtaking color in Shawnee churches like the Abbey at St. Gregory's, with glass blown in Italy and shipped here when the Abbey was built just after World War II. Or the Raley Chapel at Oklahoma Baptist University, 20 stories from ground to spire, taking 12 years to complete. 1,800 varying shades of glass, intricately telling the tale of our state's history from Coronado to the modern era. And there's more to see at other churches around Shawnee.
And you can design a tour anywhere from 10 to 25 people, and you can go around town and go to the different churches, and we kind of design it towards what the group wants. People don't really realize how pretty the stained glass really is until you get in and you see it. We've managed to take pictures of it over the years, but of course pictures don't do it justice. You've got to come see it.
To find out more information about taking your own stained glass tour, just go to the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com.
And that's what we love to do here on Discover Oklahoma, is to inspire our viewers to get out and explore our great state.
And sometimes you inspire us. For example, when you took that great trip down to Tallahena, the guest ranch you went to, we were actually told about by a viewer.
That's right, and what a great time that was. Take a look. Located near Tallahena in southeastern Oklahoma, our new Ford Explorer's integrated GPS system helped us find the Buffalo Creek Guest Ranch, and when we arrived, we were impressed as it was the picture of serenity and tranquil surroundings. And that's exactly what Dave and Darlene Shaw had in mind when they built the place back in 2011. What got them interested in building the ranch was they saw a tremendous amount of value in the idea of agritourism. When they put together the plans for everything, they got a lot of help from the Department of Agriculture.
It's extremely important. Tourism is a fast-growing industry, and agritourism, I'm told, is the fastest growing segment of the tourism industry.
And their business has been growing ever since they opened Labor Day of 2011. They have 2 guest rooms, each is spacious and very comfortable. There's a double whirlpool tub and double walk-in shower in both rooms.
Each room has its own TV, DVR player, satellite. Each room has its own fireplace. So that's what you'll have in the room. You have doors into the inside of the lodge as well as outside to the porch. We have a wraparound porch around the lodge. A porch swing outside each door. If you go out, you've got access to the pool, the different things around the lodge. Inside, we have a theater room with 100-inch projection TV, theater seating, 7-channel surround sounds. We have customers that just want to come and watch football games. So I usually try to get in on that one when we do that.
Now, depending on the package you purchase, there are a variety of activities from which to choose. There are mountain bikes, walking trails, riding in the wagon, skeet shooting, lots of fishing as they have 20 ponds on the property, and horseback riding, one of my favorite things to do. And they recently started a new venture, raising shrimp. They built a 5th-acre pond. Now, there's another reason for this new adventure. They're getting ready for a shrimp fest later in September.
We're going to have people come in for an all-day event. There'll be a few people helping with the harvest, just, for the novelty of it.
Sure.
We'll harvest all the shrimp out of this pond. We'll feed everybody at noon while our workers will be working to prepare everything. We'll have a lot of activities in the afternoon.
And part of those activities include a Cajun shrimp boil with Darlene putting everything together. When you stay at Buffalo Creek, she does almost all of the cooking. Now, her sons and husband do help out, but this whole thing is a family operation. They built practically everything themselves, and they are environmentally friendly. The house is not only beautiful but solar heated. Even the pool is solar heated. This place is authentic, and that's one of the many elements that sets them apart. All their customers are adamant about coming back for another stay. Now, earlier in the story, I mentioned some of the activities you can do here, but there's one besides riding horses that seems to be the most popular.
Oh, well, selling porch swing, yeah, that too.
We wrote a business plan to start this business, and we had an idea that a lot of people would want to ride the horses and ride the wagons and do a lot of the activities, and they do. But I think the biggest surprise is how much people want to come out and just sit on the porch swing and do nothing and listen to nothing. From here, you can't hear highway noise. You can't hear sirens.
From the very quiet and peaceful Buffalo Creek Guest Ranch, I'm Dean O'Lally. To reserve your own getaway at Buffalo Creek Guest Ranch, just go to the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com.
Well, don't go anywhere just yet because there is lots more to come, like
A little noodling, for instance.
see the big one that didn't get away with AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues.
We had some family members that had switched to AAA, and they kept telling us how much money they were saving, and found out they could save us money too, and so we ended up switching. We have 3 kids, and there's not a lot of money left at the end of every month. It ended up saving us quite a bit. Our car insurance alone saved us probably about $600. Any money you can save during the month and have some left over, that's a pretty big deal. Having insurance is important. Having affordable insurance that you can trust is a blessing.
Approximately a year and a half ago, my friend Gary Wise, who I go to church with, had become a AAA agency, and he had asked me, he said, let's just check, see what we can do.
We tried to compare apples to apples to his current coverage.
And my premium went down $800 for the same insurance for this house. I was tickled. I mean, $800 is a lot of money. Go see Gary. Get your AAA insurance. It's head and shoulders above the rest of the companies.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma, taking a look back at some of our favorite stories from the past year.
Now, as I mentioned in my last story, I do love to ride horses, as do you.
I do, and you know, we found our Shell Wagner last summer had taken up a new hobby that involved animals.
Animals,
sort of.
and some of these were big enough to ride. Check this out.
With a half-dozen national television series on the topic of hand fishing, most based in Oklahoma, our state has become the noodling capital of the world, which would make these 2 guys the obvious king and prince. Meet father and son professional hand fishing guides Bobby Lee and Bobby Leon Sparks of Sparks Noodling. They agreed to show us the ins and outs of hand fishing, just as they've taught folks from all over. The day starts with some dry land noodling, as Oklahoma Today magazine's Joan Henderson demonstrates.
Really not really. Oh. That's exactly what everybody does.
And then the safety speech.
The safety is, above all, is the main factor. Catching the fish is secondary.
Much too soon, it's time to wade in. We're at a good learning hole, according to Bobby and Bobby, a city-owned reservoir in Cotton County with submerged chunks of cement, which makes for great mudcat dens, but requires an extra helping of caution.
Well, if you're working concrete, there's the danger of that big fish flouncing so hard that the concrete actually moves and shifts and can pin you in there.
Bobby Leon finds a catfish hole and scoops up a glob of eggs from inside it. It looks like tapioca. This is what the catfish are protecting, and it's the reason they'll bite the tar out of you if you threaten the nest. But biting us is what we're wanting them to do. It turns out hand fishing works best when you've got a friend to block the den exits, or to drive the monster toward you with a stick. It didn't take long for Magic Man Jeff Roberts to noodle out a pretty respectable fish. And it turns out Joan can hold her breath for such a long time I'd begin to worry about her. I, on the other hand, could not. My pulse would have rivaled that of a hummingbird, even after an hour in the water, which meant I could hold my breath just long enough to get my eyebrows wet. I asked Bobby Lee if he could find me a mudcat hole in shallower water so that I wouldn't have to dunk my head under. So we started working the bank, which was lined with limber trunks and chest-high reeds, the perfect habitat, it turns out, for snakes.
There's a few snakes out there.
Just be knowledgeable about what you're going into, and you can work with them.
Bobby Lee and Bobby Leanne are irreverent and witty, and they keep the mood light. And they just chuckled when the fish they'd been helping me corner just swam out between my legs.
When you have that fresh blood out there doing it, it really rejuvenates you and keeps that fire burning inside you to keep driving and doing it.
Or watching them jerk back, or just that squeal. I've had 250-pound guys squeal like a little girl. And I've seen the ladies today do some of the, most heroic things in the world. It's just gratifying to be able to have people come down and have fun the way we have fun.
Eventually, we corner a monster, and I get bit.
Oh my God! Our motto is, once you'll get bit, you'll either love it or hate it, but you'll never forget it.
I've had people that say they're going to throw their fishing equipment away. They'll never go fish with poles.
The Sparks believe in catch, photograph, and release, so after a few gloating moments, we said goodbye to the big guy, and I promised him there were no hard feelings for him biting my hand. The day had me traveling the full range of emotion, from dread and fear to camaraderie and triumph. One of those days I won't ever forget, and in my opinion, we could never, ever have enough days like that. With Sparks Noodling in Temple, I'm Shel Wagner.
Discover how you too can partake in this popular pastime. Just go to the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com.
All right, coming up, we have lots more.
Like a crazy day with the Magic Man. He found just the place he'd been looking for, where he can play hard and never have to grow up. We'll take you there when AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues.
We had some family members that had switched to AAA, and they kept telling us how much money they were saving and kept telling us that we should look into it. And so we decided that we should go see what we could do. We have 3 kids, and there's not a lot of money left at the end of every month, and so any penny that you can save is a big deal. AAA was something I always heard of when I was growing up, and when people talked about it, they talked about it in a reliable way. And so when we switched to AAA, it was something that we just trusted from the beginning. It ended up saving us quite a bit. Our car insurance alone saved us probably about $600 a year. Our life insurance, we were actually able to double our coverage, and our premium still went down close to about half as well. Again, it's not something you ever want to think about as you grow up and become a grown-up with a family, but it's definitely something that you need to have. Having insurance is important. Having affordable insurance that you can trust is a blessing.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. We are winding our way through Shawnee on the stained glass tour, and now we're in the Raley Chapel at Oklahoma Baptist University, and that is just breathtaking.
It is. It's absolutely beautiful.
It's remarkable.
I love that. We're also winding our way through some of the Discover Oklahoma archives, remembering some of the past segments from the year. Jeff Roberts, he's known to so many as the Magic Man from 104.1,
Right?
but we also affectionately called him the 40-year-old boy, and he does have a knack for finding places to play.
We all had a great time, remember? At Heyday, think back.
Heyday Entertainment Center here in Norman, a blast for kids of all ages, so this big kid got this assignment. We are gonna have a good time. Come on, I wanna show you what's all around here. Come on.
Yeah, it's a great place. You know, we've got laser tag, 2-level laser tag arena. We got our indoor ropes course that you can see right behind me. Get 15 people up there at a time. It's a lot of fun. About 45 arcade games, miniature golf. So we've got something for everybody, all ages.
Through these doors right here, the most awesome experience you'll ever have, laser tag. 40 people can do this, and I'm gonna be one of them.
Whoa! Where did all my Discover Oklahoma friends come from? These guys are seriously out to get me. Let's see, I've tagged everyone except Jennifer, I think. Man, she is one good hider. Where could she be?
This is so fun. It's like getting to be on the playground again. Okay, so Stephen, the idea here is to get to where you can do this without having to hang on anything, right? But you're all safe, you're all hooked up.
There's never nothing to worry about when you guys come up here.
Okay.
If you fall, you'll just hang there, so no troubles or no worries. A lot of people, they're brave enough to go across with no hands or whatnot.
Okay, I'm gonna go on this one, and I'm gonna try to do it with no hands. Are you ready? Oh my God!
Okay, I don't think Jen is ready for Ringling Brothers yet, but maybe with a little more practice.
During the wintertime, we still got the laser tag going, ropes, games, and then when it gets nice like this, they can take advantage of the miniature golf.
Did he say miniature golf? I love miniature golf.
There's some easy holes and there's some hard holes where water comes into play and you can knock your ball into the drinks.
They've got everything here, including some good eats.
We've got the pizza, the sandwiches, we've got our pepperoni strombolis. We also have strombolis. We've got Philly cheesesteak or vegetarian. It's an awesome place to come eat, drink, relax, be with friends.
And this isn't just some little concession stand. This is a full-fledged restaurant.
It's good to have the games over here if you want a babysitter for the kids for a little bit while you're eating pizza, so it works out.
Games? Did he say games? How did I miss that? Who knew Shell was a Bonnie Parker?
Well, as we've shown you here at Heyday Entertainment Center in Norman, you can have a blast doing all kinds of stuff. We put our pizza order in, so SpongeBob and I are going to have some pizza. You hungry, SpongeBob? Heyday Entertainment Center in Norman, I'm Jeff Roberts.
For more information on Heyday, just go to the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com. That place is a blast, but don't go there just yet.
Because when we come back, we're going to show you how to toast the new year, Jennifer style.
It'll please the palate and soothe the spirit when AAA's Discover Oklahoma returns.
In early April of this year, we had one of the most violent hailstorms I've ever seen in my life. And my wife called me, and you could hear the noise over the telephone. By the time I got home, got out here from town, there was hail everywhere. Baseball, size hail, golf ball everywhere. My truck was beat to pieces. It was a pretty violent hailstorm. I called my AAA agent, Gary Wise, a friend of mine, asked him what the procedure was, give me the phone numbers, we need to turn this in.
We hope to always be there whenever they need us, and that is the most important client that we have, is the one that we're talking to at the time.
I feel AAA has treated me with the utmost respect. I feel like they went above and beyond to be respectful of our time and our property.
AAA definitely is there for the right reason. The president of the insurance company called and asked, what could they do to help Woodward and help our clients in their time of need.
Welcome back. AAA makes this show possible and does a lot of other great things around our state. Here's a look at today's AAA.
Hello, Chuck May here with AAA Oklahoma. We've always been strong supporters of making sure drivers are safe on the roads, which is why we support a number of charitable causes that advocate just that, safety. The AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety is one such organization. They are dedicated to saving lives, reducing injuries, and enhancing traffic safety. Since 1947, the foundation has funded hundreds of projects designed to discover the various causes of traffic crashes, how to prevent them, and how to minimize injuries when they happen. AAA has used this research to develop high-impact educational materials for drivers, as well as bicyclists and others who use the roads. This is just one of the many charitable organizations that AAA Oklahoma fully supports. Our goal is to make sure that all of your driving experiences are safe ones. Until next time, may the road lead you to exciting new discoveries. Whether it's insurance, travel, or peace of mind on the road, think AAA every day.
AAA for the ones who matter most to you. Well, so far everybody has had a favorite story in this show, and next is mine.
Does it involve fish or, even more importantly, lasers?
Neither of the above. It comes in red or white, and it's best enjoyed on a quiet patio.
One of my favorites, vino.
Yes, Dino, it's vino.
The fact that Strebel Creek Winery is located right there on busy MacArthur Boulevard is only slightly less amazing to me than the fact it's run by the doctor who delivered all 3 of my kids.
Okay. So my name's Gary, and welcome to Strebel Creek. Have you been here before?
Gary Strebel is an obstetrician by trade who started telling me more than a decade ago that he'd become a winemaker. About 4 years back, he actually started selling his award-winning varieties. Now, he and his wife Sherry run a full-fledged winery and gift shop.
What kind of wine do you like?
Dr. Strebel, I can't keep from calling him that, has firmly held opinions about most things, including California Chardonnay, which he thinks suffers from being aged in oak barrels.
Mine has never been in oak. It's a stainless steel fermentation. It has a hint of sweetness and a hint of citrus. Try it, see what you think.
You can get rid of the oak for me too. That is really good.
You can add to the list of things I'm having trouble believing that Dr. Strebel can create a version of white Zinfandel that I'm going to like. He says it has a strawberry nose.
It does smell like strawberries. Well, how can it smell like strawberries if it doesn't have strawberries?
Well, because that's the way it ferments out.
It just turns to strawberries.
No.
Well, that's pretty good.
Well, I told you.
It's not just cloyingly sweet.
No, slightly sweet.
Sort of gently sweet.
I love his Chardonnay and the Syrah best of all. So it turns out my obstetrician is making really good wine, a stone's throw off of one of Oklahoma City's busiest streets, and has created an oasis of sorts in which to enjoy it. It's amazing. But wait, there's more. Check out the gift shop.
So, your husband decides to open a winery and then it turns into a gift shop.
Well, sometimes he would think that. You know, he says, you're taking out all the winery for the gift shop. But actually, I grew up, my father had a general merchandise store. I grew up in small town Antlers, Oklahoma. And so I grew up working in that and often thought, you know, maybe I'll do a gift shop someday, but never did. The kids were a little grown up. Then when he decided to do a winery, I thought, you know, there's my idea. I'll put a gift shop in.
He did, and she did, and for the pièce de résistance, there's an original painting of the Strebel Creek Bridge on every label.
We were at a wine tasting and dinner one night with a local artist, Greg Burns, who was at our table. Greg's totally paralyzed, except he can move about this much of one arm, and he said, Gary, you should let me paint your label. We thought about it, decided to do it, and this is what Greg painted. So all of our bottles have a Greg Burns label. My wife likes to say you get a little bit of art with our wine, and we're really tickled that we did it.
Strebel Creek Winery, amazing.
Just go to the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com for all the information you'll need to visit Strebel Creek Vineyards. That's our show for this week. A big thanks to the folks in Shawnee for giving us a glimpse of their glorious stained glass tour.
It's informative and a lot of fun, and we want to thank you very much for watching.
Coming up next week, Destination Davis, with more ways to explore this Chickasaw country treasure than we could fit in one show. From canyon-style zipping trail rides and other off-the-beaten-path adventures to a tucked-away B&B and a whole variety of local eats, all in one place. Hope you'll join us.
And next week, we'll also face the production of Discover Oklahoma without the tremendous help of our longtime production assistant.
Our beloved Claire Fretwell has decided to retire. We're happy for her, but it's going to be so hard for us because throughout her many years with the show, Claire wrote a lot of the words that came out of our mouths. She was our behind-the-scenes secret weapon, the one who chased down details each week to ensure that this program made it from our cameras to your living room, and she did it with style and with humor.
That she did. So from all of us in the Discover Oklahoma family, we want to wish Claire Fretwell the happiest retirement.
Good luck to you, Claire, and we'll see you down the trail.
That we will. Until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma. Production vehicle provided by the Oklahoma Ford Dealers, official partner of the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department.